Force Hockey on Altitude is brought to you by Intermountain Health, helping people live the healthiest lives possible. Back for the final time from Cadet Ice Arena to put the finishing touches on a frustrating 3-2 loss for the Air Force Falcons to the Niagara Purple Eagles. It took overtime in this one, but Ryan Kaufman, just too much from Niagara, executing on the few mistakes that Air Force made. A couple of breakaway goals end up being the difference in this one, with Shane Ott netting the game opening goal and the winner in overtime.
Yeah, this one's going to be a tough one to bounce back from if you're Air Force, to really show off their resiliency, because they won everything tonight, and many things by a wide margin, and just that 5-minute major. If it would have gone differently, we would be talking about a completely different story. Unfortunately, it did not.
That was the pivot point of the third period. As we take a look at some highlights and stats in this one, Air Force ends up outshooting Niagara in this game 39-18, but it took just 22 seconds in the first period for Niagara to get this thing started, Ryan.
Well, and given the way the game started, the fact that Air Force forced overtime in this game is actually quite impressive, because it looked from that early goal like, oh boy, this might be a long night, but Air Force buckled down and they kept battling and got the better of the Purple Eagles the rest of the way.
Niagara took that lead on Shane Ott's fourth goal of the season, and then Nolan Cunningham with his first tally of his career. That came in the first period at the 10:50 mark, assisted by Clayton Cosentino and Chris Hedden. And then early on in the second period, after Air Force had fought to get this thing tied up, Niagara jumped right back out in front of minute 42 into period number 2 on a power play chance.
Yeah, the first couple of minutes of the first two periods were troublesome. Actually, for one team or another, all four starts with overtime. First couple of minutes, you gotta come out of the dressing room ready. And I think at times, one team or another did not, leading to these early goals.
Yeah, Air Force was the aggressor in the third period, with Mitchell Digby scoring his first of the season with the assist to Sam Stitz. And that got this game even, and it really felt, Ryan, at that point like Air Force had taken control. The Falcons were getting so many chances, so many shots, so many opportunities, and it just didn't end up going that way for Air Force, even after getting this game tied in the third. Despite the big advantage in shots on goal, this turnover was the difference.
Yeah, and Ott closing out the game the same way that he started it. Air Force absolutely deserved to win this game, but the bounces of the puck sometimes make all the difference in the world. Ott there, able to pounce on a turnover like he did to start the game, finishes the game. Lot of really good things. If I could be glass half full here, and you're gonna see it right here. Look, plus 21 in shots, plus 1 in the face-off dot. They checked a lot of boxes. The power play, though, that 0 is gonna just jump out at Frank Serratori when he looks at the box score. But a lot of positives. If Air Force can focus on those going into tomorrow night and moving forward, this will not have been for naught. And look, they do still earn a point after all, going to overtime, but it's going to be a tough pill to swallow tonight for sure.
Full game stats brought to you by Intermountain Health, helping people live the healthiest lives possible. Shane Ott takes over the points lead on his team with 2 goals and an assist tonight. And Ryan, you said it, the power plays, really the thing that stands out. You dominate in every other category. You got a 5-minute major with about 7:45 on the clock in the third period, unable to take advantage of that to get yourselves in the lead for the only time. For the Falcons, this is a tough one. There's so much good stuff to take out of it, but ultimately it's still a loss.
Yeah, and you got to rally and bounce back tomorrow. But I think another thing, too, the depth scoring that Air Force got, it's something Frank Serratori has been begging for his team to be able to deliver. They did that tonight, and we'll see if they can have more of it tomorrow night.
Well, tomorrow night, an earlier start time for these two teams, 5 o'clock, as the Falcons will have to rally quickly to try to get a weekend split, which would be yet another split with the Niagara Purple Eagles, something these two teams have become very accustomed to doing with each other over the years. So that'll do it for us as Niagara pulls away with a 3-2 win in overtime. Here on Altitude, join us back on December 29th for some hoops as Air Force women's basketball takes on New Mexico right next door at Clune Arena. Coverage starts at 1 p.m. This broadcast has been a presentation of Altitude Sports, your home for the Air Force Falcons. For Ryan Kaufman and our entire crew, I'm Tyler Mon. Thank you, as always, for joining us tonight, and we'll catch you next time on Altitude Sports.